In a town where the most excitement usually comes from a cornfield maze, who knew the biggest mystery would involve an unsolved murder? Forget Scooby-Doo, even those meddling kids would struggle with this one. With more twists than a bad soap opera, the Delphi Murders have kept everyone guessing. And no, this is not a reality show, though it sure feels like one. Number 10. The picture-perfect town turned nightmare. Delphi, Indiana, was the kind of place where people left their doors unlocked, trusting their neighbors and enjoying a slow-paced, idyllic lifestyle. Known for its quaint charm and community spirit, Delphi was the last place anyone would expect to encounter a gruesome crime. However, in February 2017, this quiet town became the epicenter of a chilling mystery. Residents were thrust into the spotlight, and the world's media descended upon them, transforming their lives overnight. No longer could they take leisurely strolls in the woods without looking over their shoulders. It was as if a cloud of dread had settled over the town, casting a shadow on its once peaceful streets. The unthinkable had happened in their safe haven, proving that even the most serene places can hide dark secrets. Number 9. The day everything changed. A simple hike gone wrong. Liberty German and Abigail Williams, two best friends aged 14 and 13 respectively, decided to spend their day off from school exploring the Monon High Bridge Trail on February 13, 2017. It was a day like any other, with the sun shining and the air crisp with the promise of adventure. Armed with Libby's smartphone, they took pictures and enjoyed the natural beauty of the area. In small towns like Delphi, children often wander freely, and the girls' choice of activity was nothing out of the ordinary. Little did anyone know, this innocent hike would end in tragedy. As the hours passed and the girls failed to return home, their family's concern turned into panic. A search party was quickly organized, and what they found would forever shatter the innocence of this small town. Number 8. The gruesome discovery, an unimaginable horror. The next day, the searchers stumbled upon the unimaginable. The bodies of Libby and Abby were found near the trail, not far from the Monon High Bridge. The details of how they were killed were not immediately released to the public, but it was clear that this was no accident. Authorities were dealing with a heinous crime, one that defied the peaceful nature of Delphi. The reality of what happened sent shockwaves through the community. Suddenly, the trails that were once a source of joy and relaxation became a chilling reminder of the dark turn their town had taken. Parents clutched their children closer, and the feeling of security evaporated overnight. How could such an atrocity happen in a place where everyone knew each other? That was the question on everyone's mind. Number 7. A haunting clue. The ghostly voice on the phone. Libby, in a display of remarkable bravery and foresight, had recorded a video on her phone during the incident. Within this footage was a brief audio clip that sent shivers down the spines of everyone who heard it. The clip contained the voice of a man calmly instructing, "Down the hill." It was a chilling directive, one that carried with it an ominous weight. The calmness of the voice, contrasted with the horror that followed, made it even more unsettling. Law enforcement released this audio to the public, hoping someone would recognize the voice. Despite the widespread attention the case received, the voice did not lead to a definitive suspect. It is now forever etched into the tragic narrative of the Delphi Murders, a haunting remnant of the girls' final moments. Number 6. The grainy image. A face without identity. In addition to the audio recording, Libby's phone also captured a grainy photograph of a man walking on the trail. This image, though blurry and unclear, showed a middle-aged man wearing a blue jacket and jeans. His face was partially obscured, adding an element of mystery. When the police released this image to the public, it quickly became the most widely circulated photograph associated with the case. The man was dubbed the Bridge Guy by internet sleuths, and the search for his identity began. How could someone be caught on camera yet remain unidentified? This question fueled the frustration of both law enforcement and the public. The image became a haunting symbol of the unknown killer, a face that has yet to be matched with a name. Number 5. Confounding clues. The evolution of the suspect's sketch. Over the years, investigators released 2 sketches of the suspect, each strikingly different from the other. The first sketch, based on initial witness reports, depicted a man with a cap and goatee, appearing to be in his 40s or 50s. However, 2 years later, a second sketch was released. This one showed a much younger-looking man, possibly in his 20s or 30s, clean-shaven, with a completely different facial structure. This drastic change in suspect appearance led to confusion and speculation. Was there a mistake in the investigation? Were there 2 suspects? Or had the public and media misinterpreted the significance of these sketches? Despite the apparent contradiction, authorities insisted that both sketches were relevant to the case. The inconsistency added yet another layer of mystery to an already perplexing crime. Number 4. The Internet Sleuths. When armchair detectives take over. The Delphi Murders case quickly captured the attention of the true crime community, and soon, the internet was ablaze with theories and speculation. Online sleuths dissected every piece of evidence released to the public, from the audio clip to the grainy photograph. Forums like Reddit and web sleuths became hubs for amateur detectives, each offering their analysis and theories. Some traveled to Delphi to walk the trails and gain a better understanding of the crime scene. However, this digital detective work came with its downsides. In the fervor to solve the case, some internet users took it upon themselves to accuse individuals, often without substantial evidence, leading to online harassment of innocent people. While the enthusiasm of these online sleuths has kept the case in the public eye, it also shows how the quest for justice can sometimes cross ethical boundaries. Number 3. The investigation's frustration. Leads that lead nowhere. The investigation into the Delphi murders has been exhaustive. Hundreds of people have been interviewed. Thousands of tips have been reviewed. And the case files have grown thicker with each passing year. Despite the dedication of local law enforcement and assistance from the FBI, the case has hit numerous dead ends. There were moments of hope when new leads seemed promising, but they often ended in disappointment. The release of the audio and the sketches, while helpful in raising public awareness, did not lead to a significant breakthrough. Investigators have always maintained that this is a solvable case, and they continue to ask for the public's help. However, the lack of resolution has left everyone involved with a lingering sense of frustration. How could someone commit such a brutal crime and leave behind so few traces? Number 2. Delphi's changed landscape. A town forever marked. The impact of the murders on the Delphi community cannot be overstated. The Monon High Bridge Trail, once a place of tranquility and joy, is now forever tainted by the memory of what happened to Libby and Abby. Memorials have been set up to honor the girls, and the community comes together each year to remember them and keep the call for justice alive. However, the sense of security that once defined Delphi is gone. The murders have left an emotional scar on the town, a constant reminder of the dark side of humanity. Parents now watch their children more closely, and the once simple act of walking through the woods carries with it an unshakable unease. The people of Delphi continue to hope for closure, but until that day comes, the shadow of this crime will loom over them. Number 1. The unsolved enigma. Will justice ever be achieved? 7 years have passed since the tragic events on the Monon High Bridge, and the question remains, will Libby and Abby's killer ever be caught? Law enforcement insists that the case is still active, and they continue to follow up on new tips and leads. The families of the girls, while grappling with unimaginable loss, have remained vocal in their pursuit of justice. They have become advocates for other victims and continue to honor the memory of Libby and Abby by keeping their story in the public eye. The Delphi murders are a stark reminder that even in our modern world, with advanced technology and global connectivity, some mysteries elude resolution. It is a story that haunts not just Delphi but the nation, serving as a grim testament to the reality that evil can reside anywhere, even in the heart of a small, peaceful town. Until the day justice is served, The question will linger. Who is the man on the bridge, and why has he not been caught? That's all for today's video. If you think solving this mystery was tough, just imagine how hard it is to get you to like and subscribe. Come on, it is way easier than cracking a cold case.